Hello, this is Joel Medina, and this is my weekly outlook for gold and GJ or GBPJPY. The gold, we can clearly see that this is still bullish. The monthly, it's looking like there was a big rejection from up here all the way down to here, but we are still bullish on the candle, but we're 10 days away. Now, the weekly chart has still space to correct, even if it wants to continue bullish, because this is just part of what it looks like to seems to be a correction of the bullish push, the bullish structure. Okay, right now we still are in a bullish structure on the weekly, just like in the monthly, but the latest days or the last days, the last whole week has been a correction week. It has been just coming down. Now, fundamentally, still makes sense that we are bullish on gold. We actually tapped a major level at 1900 around here, yeah. And this was the news when it was announced the rate hike. So this it is probable that the news were absorbed throughout all of these days, um, and then that this is maybe the last support if price wants to continue going up. So like I always say, we don't have to predict, we only have to react. So there's some sort of indecision still going on here. Okay, so there's no clear structure on the daily, because right now we're at that particular point where, like right here, it was really easy to read all the time. It was bullish, bullish, bullish. But right now we just broke like below this one here on the daily structure, and here this one closed below this one. So basically the daily structure is bearish. So structure is bearish, right? High, lower low, lower high, and we don't know if this is going to be a lower low, because this daily could actually come and close down here. Okay, now like I said, fundamentally makes sense that we are bullish. So I would actually have to wait, because on the daily, still not clear. The 4 hour looks like it's forming a good support here, which this is also a key level, 1920. And if we form a good support, then there's a probability that this is kind of like the new trend line for the continuation going up. Now, the way that I actually feel really good about taking, for example, being clear about a bias is when a structure is broken. For example, right now, this is potentially an early sign of a continuation to go up. But the best confirmation would be if the 4 hour structure actually closes above the zone here at 1945, 1950, which is a big zone, really important zone actually. But whatever closes above on the 4 hour, just like this day, you see this candle closure here on the 4 hour. This is a good closure, kind of like hints you that there's now steam to continue going up. The same way I would be expecting this. Whatever closes above this zone, specifically 1945 zone or a key level, would be a good indicator that we really are now in a bullish continuation for the higher time frame. Okay, and that this is maybe the continuation of what, of that correction we had on the weekly structure. So this might be the flip, but we have to wait. So I don't have to predict, only react. For that, right now, the priorities for me are not really on the buy. Like the bias right now, on the 4 hour looks bullish, so that would be the bias short term. But if we break below this again, after 1-2 candles of 4 hour have been rejecting this specific level down here, there's a really high probability that it will not hold, and that we could actually see all the way down to here, and even here down to 1990, 1910, which is also a key level, key zone too, and even down to here 1990, right? So there's a little bit of waiting involved for me with this one here with gold. It really depends on what I see when I wake up by New York, because right now I'm recording this. It is 11:18 p.m. and we're on the 20th March 2022. Okay, so for GBPJPY, things are actually a little bit easier to read, right? And there's something really interesting going on with GJ, which is if we go to the monthly, when we were on the weekly, I mentioned that if we close like above this structure, then we could consider that a bullish bias, which it is for me now. As you can see, this was the previous structure high. Now we have broken that, and now we're back to bullish. But not only that, but this on the monthly looks really awesome for the final breakage of this major key level at 158. 158 is a major key level for GJ. We have rejected 1, 2, 3 hold structures on the weekly. That's massive. So the monthly, look at this. The monthly looks really nice. Look at this candle, only 10 days away. A big liquidity grab. If this closes bullish, like anywhere above 156.200, is a major indicator that GJ is ready to break this level. So I mean, at least based in probability. So GJ is actually easier right now for the bias. Bias is bullish, back to bullish. Technically, quite easy to read, right? Really easy to read. New higher high here. The daily, what that means is that daily is also bullish, 4-hour bullish. Everything is pretty much bullish. Look how clean trend line it formed. So basically, at this point, we just have to wait for any rejection around any key level. Like if we have a good rejection around here, which is a major key level, 156. Anything that happens here that rejects it might be a really good buy entry all the way up to here. But we still have space to correct throughout this next whole week down to here. You see, this was a major level at 155. 155. And if we reject from here, that might be a really nice entry. But wait, we still have all this space down to here too, and still keep and remain keep the structure, because we could come down all the way down to here and still continue going up. Okay, so that's how low we can go before we can even break the bias. Like remember last week, bias was bearish. Even if you look at the weekly outlook, bias was clearly bearish, right? But now it's clearly bullish. So it's just wait for entries to go in. That's how it would be for me. When I don't have to predict, I only have to react. And that would be it. That's quite simple. So there's a really high probability that if we break below this again, that this will not hold and that we fall here. But I remember that in the 30-minute, we have some sort of reaction, small reaction around here. So yeah, this thing, be careful with this, but there's a really high probability that if we break below here, and the most probable level is actually below this. But if we break after this 212, there's a really nice entry for sales, especially if it has confluence with the 1 hour. And yeah, as you can see, there's a nice level here on the 1 hour. So who knows? But there's those two big wicks here. Now with the 30-minute, if we close below a 30-minute and you see like a good liquidity wick and it flips, there's a really high probability we fall down to at least down to here and even here. And who knows, look down below here, we have another good level. So that's for the correction. If I wake up and we're around here, then I would just wait for a support to be formed, or same for this level here and 156.200 and 156 flat. Okay, so GJ is easier, I guess, for the bias. So I hope you guys like this. If you liked it, just give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and obviously if you like to trade live, that's what we do here. We just have fun and we share analysis, and that's it. You're just having a good time. This is quite a boring profession. We're just trying to make it entertaining and also helpful. So I'll see you next time. This was Joel Medina. Have a great rest of the week.